Hello and welcome. This is Ruth and today's video is all about the Vino Vault gift box die set from Tonic. So you can see here this is obviously a pre-production sample that I've been sent out to make samples for the showcase launch, and this has just been printed out roughly, but you will get yours in a folder and then all these instructions will be laid out for you as well. So here's the die set and it has, let's see, 16 dies this time, and the finished size is 9.3 inches by 3.7 by 3.7, which is 235 millimeters by 95 by 95 millimeters as well. So it's a good size. When you open it up, I kind of expected it to be a bit smaller, but it actually looks a very good size there. And although it's called the Vino Vault and it's really for a bottle of wine, if like me, you're teetotal, I'm sure you'll find lots of other ideas for things that you could put in this as well. Lots of other nice bottles too. So let's just have a little look at the die set, and you can see there the instructions. Not too many instructions, so that's always a good sign. It must be pretty simple to put together. There are definitely other things that you could use that die set for as well. So don't go anywhere, hold on, and I'll be back with some more ideas for that too. Actually, I have just noticed something. My set seems to have two dies that are the same, so probably someone's been using this in the office. Don't be off-put by that, because this one says time for wine, and I think this one says exactly the same, and I think there should be one which says just for you. But probably one of the other design team members have got two of the just for you dies in theirs. Anyhow, I'm sure we'll cope with that. So if you haven't already subscribed, this would maybe be a good time to do that and hit the notification bell, and that way you'll be able to see loads more of my videos as they come up. And I always appreciate everybody who comes back and watches my videos. If you have time, don't forget to give the video a little thumbs up, because that helps me along, and leave me a little comment and we can keep in touch. Let me know what you think. But I'll be right back when I pick out some lovely papers to go with this. Thank you. I'm going to make the base of this first, so I've cut out 4 of these, and I've actually used the little panel that's smaller than that inside the die set there to cut out 4 decorative pieces as well, but I'm going to hold on to those until I get all these glued together. So here are the 4 of them, and I'm going to just attach those in a row. And then I have got a circle cut out of this square base here and a plain one here, and I'll just turn that down, you should be able to see that a bit better, and I'm going to attach those to the sides here. So I'll just show you how I got this circle out of the square. So this is the one that I'm going to use for the base, and when I cut that out for one of them here, I laid the circle into the centre of that, and then that gave me this circle piece cut out, and that's it there that I'm going to use. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue all of these panels together. I've got my 4 little panels that I cut to go in here, and I'm just going to glue these on right along there, and I suppose it doesn't really matter. I have picked these out of the beautiful mulberry wine paper pack, and I absolutely love that, and they just fit in there, and I know that that's going to be the top and this is going to be the bottom, although the pattern actually doesn't really matter that much, but it's best to leave it to this stage to put those patterns on, I think, if you're using other paper, so that you know just which orientation to put them on. Got all the papers on there, and I'm going to go ahead and assemble this all into a little box. But before I do that, I'm going to take one of my other squares with the circle cut out and put it over here just to strengthen that, and this is the best time to do that, just to pop it on the inside there. I'm going to cover the top and bottom of it again when I get this made up, but at that stage it's a good idea because this obviously needs a little bit more strength on it there. And then we can go ahead and just add glue onto the here and here, wrap that all around, and we're going to glue the glue tabs in below here, and then you can add another square onto the bottom and another one onto the top as well. So I have 4 of these cut as it said on the instructions. I've already used 2, and I think what I'll do now is put this over the top and then sandwich that in between that one and another one, and then I'll probably add the fourth one on top of that just to keep the whole thing strong, because obviously when you take a large circle out of a square you're weakening areas of it here, and the stronger you can make that now the better. And I'll put the tabs on here as well, and then we'll put the extra square on over this as well here. I've taken this square die again and I've cut it out of some of this card here that I'm going to use to match up with this. It's called Raspberry Pink, and I'm going to pop that in there just before I glue the top all together, and that will cover all of that up and make that look nice too. Form the little heart clasp, you'll need to cut this out twice, well once for each clasp and once for each side, that is. So just to get this right, even though I'm not using a decorative panel, I will be using a panel like this on something else, but I've cut this out anyhow just to lay on top of my patterned paper, and hopefully you can see there the little space where this heart is, and I have scored these and burnished the little folds up, and I'm just going to lay this on for placement and then glue each of those in, one there and one on the other side, and then I can take that off again. So just glue on here. See there how I have done that on the two opposite sides. Following the instruction sheet then, I have used this die to cut out two pieces, and I have taken the little glue tabs off the top of one of them. That's this one. I've just cut it straight across here, and the other one's like that, and I've used the die that was just in behind that, so that's the next panel down. And I've cut two of those, but I'm going to keep all of these pieces and glue them on at the end, all the decorative panels. Then I have taken this die with the glue tab at the end of it, and I've cut that out 4 times, and I have taken the die that was just inside that and I've cut that out twice, and again I'm going to keep those to the end. So I am going to just attach all these together. I've got still the two pieces here that I've left over from the first cut with the circles taken out of the middle of the squares, and I'm going to attach all of these together. 2 of these will just get set aside for the minute, and these ones will get glued together. What we're aiming for this time then is to get the square with the circle taken out of it in the centre, and the sides which look the same opposite each other. So that one there, and then this one up here, and this one then flipped over, and that would go on there. And it's a wee bit hard to show you to get it all in the screen there, but that's exactly what I'm doing. It's just this one in the centre, the 2 with the glue tabs on the sides opposite each other, and then these 2 arched ones opposite each other there as well. Now we need to bring these sides up and attach them on here. So because they will be sort of arched around a little bit up at the top here, that'll come over, and you can see that it will go in here. What I'm going to do is glue it on there, and then I'll get it up to the top part first of all, and then I'll just leave that for a second or two to make sure that the glue is grabbed, and then I'll go ahead on around that curve and do the same with the other side, and then bring this other side up as well. But it's very straightforward because most of it is straight there, and then you just have to add the little curved piece on at the end. And because we're using another piece to cover this, it doesn't actually matter if you have the glue tabs on the outside, because you're going to cover those with your next piece. Go ahead if you want and add a little piece of tape on here just to hold that, because as I say, you're going to add another piece on over the top of that and it won't really matter, you'll not see that. And if you're a little bit impatient like me, that always helps. Then on this bottom piece here, whenever you put the second piece on here, because there's the hole in through here, you'll be able to just pop your hand in and push all those little glue tabs down, and then you'll have it all nicely rounded. I've gone ahead then and put all the beautiful paper on here, the panels that I cut out to put on top of that, and I've added my little extra piece on here just to strengthen that. Oh, I love that. I really love that paper. So now we can go ahead and attach this on here. So you'll want to add the two of these together. And this is the part of the little clasp that we have together here, and this is the little strap. So I've cut out two of these with this die, and that actually cuts the two of them out together. And what you need to do now is just set those together. This is a wee bit difficult to do, just I'll bring that over, maybe I could lean it on. That's better, I think. So I'm going to put this on here right over the top of that, and then I can go ahead and add glue onto the top of that and glue it on here, but I put it over that first because that shows me where to position it, and then I can turn that over and put it on the other side as well. Do another one. The same thing with this one. So that goes on there, and just make sure that's straight, everything's in place, and then you can glue that down. I've just added a little bow of ivory, very thin, it's 3mm ribbon on there just to keep those little places closed, and didn't that turn out really, really well? Now there are two dies here that you can use to make the little label or whatever for the top of it. I've cut this one out in raspberry pink and then both of them together in ivory, and I've got my little Time for Wine label, and that then can go on the front. I've got a 3D foam pad for that, and that can go on there. But if you weren't going to put wine in there, you could definitely just make a label and put some beautiful flowers on, or the Just For You, which I don't have, which I could have shown you on there. But it's gorgeous, isn't it? It's really, really lovely. Now, I could go on and make another one and show you how to use those lovely panels and the decorative panels that I've used for this little piece. But I thought I would make a pocket this time, and I have a few other ideas which I'm just going to make as suggestions. So I'll cut some more pieces out and I'll be back in 2 ticks. I thought it would be nice to make a lovely pocket out of this because it's just another idea of how to use your die set. But I have gone ahead and used a 300 GSM card for this, and you don't necessarily have to. You could use the 216, but I've used this die and I've cut it out twice. So you can see here, this is what I'm going to use for the front, and have all the little glue tabs burnished back and the bottom one folded back as well. And I've taken the same die and I have just cut off the glue tabs top and bottom because I wanted this to be exactly the same size. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue those together. So I'll just glue all of these tabs in and this one up and put this on top, and then I can add my panels on top of that afterwards. I keep getting drawn to this paper. It's really beautiful, but I think I'll forego that this time. I did cut it out and I was going to use it, but the panels in this are so beautiful that they have just dragged me away from it. I've cut this one and this one together from ivory, and I've laid them both on top of a raspberry pink panel that I cut with just the plain one there, and I'm going to glue that on there. And then I have made myself a little tag for inside, so this could be like a pocket card with a long card, or it could be a gift tag, or this could be a bookmark. I thought that would be a really nice idea as well. So this measures 8 centimeters one way by 19 the other way, and obviously then this panel is 1/4 centimeter in at each side, so it's 1/2 centimeter shorter. The panel then is 7.5 by 18.5, and that's going to just go inside there. I need to go ahead and glue this first. I've punched a little hole at the top there just so that you know that this comes out and in, and I'll glue this on here, and I've put a plain panel on there, but more to follow with that one. I'll come back in a second once I've glued this on. fussy cut some little flowers from the packet there, and I glued them together because it wasn't quite as big as this. And now I've put some three-dimensional foam pads on there, and I'm just going to add that to roughly, well, I think about there. And there we are. But I did want to decorate the back as well. So I have this raspberry pink panel on here, and then I cut out the piece which was actually the bottom panel, you know, the little panels that went around here on the actual box. And I've scored all those little lines in, and I've cut a little panel to go on top of that. And I'm going to make this into a pocket for the back here, and I've got a little tag to go on there as well. So I'm just going to glue this along here, here. This would make a lovely little pocket for a memory book as well. In fact, lots of these things would be so good for a memory book. That's another little idea that I've had, but I don't know if I'll get a lot further with it just at this stage. Then for the little tag that fits into the back, so this is the long one that goes inside, but we've got a smaller one here, and I've just cut that slightly smaller than the outside of the tab here, and that fits in there. I've just fussy cut that little flower from the pad and made it sort of level with the corner and the bottom there, and there we are. So I hope you like that little idea as well, and that would definitely be really nice in a memory book or just as a little gift. Just when I thought that was finished, I went ahead and did probably what crafters always do, have a second look, third look and fourth look, and then add some extra detail onto it. So I've put some honey gold glitter drops on here, and a beautiful cream bow up at the top, and some glitter drops in the centre of this. Now I need to set those somewhere safe while I carry on, because I don't want to make a mess of that until the glitter drops dry. I wanted to take this just a little step further to show you the versatility of this set, because really and truthfully the box is so beautiful, but if you don't want to be always using a die set to make a box, you'll want to get some value out of it as well. So I'm going to show you a little card as well. But before I go on to the card, I just want to say that when I cut this die out in the first place, I thought this would be really, really beautiful as the front and back covers of a memory book. So you could most certainly glue this tab onto a little spine, or you could even put little holes down and bind it that way. But that would make a lovely little shaped memory book going this way, or in fact it could even go that way. But you could definitely add lots and lots of little pages, and all the little pieces that you would add inside that by cutting these parts off and adding them in as pockets. There's so many different ways you could do that. But anyhow, for now what I've done is I've cut this out twice, and on one of them I have cut the glue tab off there, and I have just folded it over and added one to the other and made myself a card. Then I have taken this die, and of course I could have used the beautiful patterned panel there, but I went ahead with this paper again because it's so beautiful, and I have cut a panel for here. But I've taken a piece of ivory ribbon and I've just put some double-sided tape onto the back of that, and I'm going to add that down here before I glue that onto the front of the card. So that's just going to go down there like that. Whoopsie, like that. And then I can tuck this over here. And then I'll go ahead and glue it on there. So now just to add my sentiment onto that, I've taken this little die from the selection of sentiments die set, and it's this one here, Just For You. So there's actually 3 dies in that set, this little piece that I've used, and I definitely would have used the Just For You from this die set that I'm making the little box and cards and things from, but I just don't have it, as I said. So it actually does no harm just to show you that you can go ahead and combine lots of your different die sets as well, because maybe you don't want to say Just For You, you want to say Happy Mother's Day, or you want to say something totally different, and that's entirely up to you. But there you are, there's a lovely little card from it. And again, I'm going to take my glitter drops and add some detail into this little card. That is so simple, really, really easy to put together, and just makes just a different little shape of card. Well, there you are. That's all I'm going to make with that set, but there's loads more potential in it, as I said. But we've got this beautiful box for a bottle of wine, or a bottle of anything that would fit inside there, because obviously you've got the opening there and it comes apart here to put the bottle in. It's really beautiful. It's a really sturdy shape. It's very, very well formed. So that's really beautiful. And then we've got our larger pocket here, tag, tab, whatever, bookmark, a card even on its own, and then over here. And I'm still being careful with this because I don't think my glitter drops have dried yet. And I'll set that up there, I'll just set it here. And then my lovely card. There you are. Now again, I would have gone on, but I just really don't have the time to do it, but I would have gone on and made a memory book, because that really, really lends itself to that kind of a thing. And I've said in videos before that I would love to come back and do that when I get time, but it's actually quite unrealistic, so I'm not even going to say that this time. I would love to, but I don't think it's possible. But I'm glad I've been able to give you the idea and whet your appetite for lots of different ways that you can use this. And I hope you have really, really enjoyed it, because I hope you can see that I've really enjoyed it too. This type of thing really, really, I just love it because, well, there's so many things you can do with it. And I love being able to show you all the different ways that you can use your die sets. So all's left to say is thank you very, very much for watching. I really, really do appreciate your company. If you have time, don't forget to leave me a little comment down below and give me a big thumbs up as well for the video. If you haven't already subscribed, of course, don't forget to subscribe if you would like to, and hit the notification bell. And my affiliate links for everything I've used here will be down below in the description. So if you want to buy any of it, or you just want to have a look at it, those are my affiliate links, and if you do use them, the price will be exactly the same as it is normally on the website, but I will get a little commission out of that. So I do appreciate everybody who uses those as well. And thank you so much for your time again, and I look forward to your company again soon. And in the meantime, happy crafting. Bye. Okay, this is definitely the last one. I had this little decorative panel on my desk that I had cut out earlier on for the placement of the little hearts. This is the panel that you would use on here normally. And a little piece of cream card, and I thought, wouldn't that make a beautiful little place name, or a little card, a gift tag or something for a wedding gift? There you are, last one, that's it. Thanks for watching, bye bye.